I'll call the Tuesday, May the 10th meeting to order. Appreciate everybody coming out. The first thing we need to do is I need to add one item. It'll be under 11C. It'll be e-game leagues. And with that being said, I needed approval for the agenda. Yep. All right, I've got a motion by Bo, second by Sammy. Aye.
Aye.
Now I need approval of the minutes of 4/12, 4/25, 4/26, 4/27, and 4/28.
So moved.
Got a motion by Danny, second by Keith. Bo?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Bo, will you lead us in pledge? The next is Chairman's report. 911 for the month of April had 97 fire calls, 966 sheriff calls. Didn't get any numbers on senior center. COVID numbers were real low, so they didn't have any numbers. As most of you know, we've gone through the first round with the department heads of the budget. But I'd like to make a special recognition to the 4-H archery club. Team went to state. The Cloverleaf compound got second in state. Cloverleaf recurve got first in state. The junior compound got second in state. The senior compound got third in state, and the senior recurve got second in state. So they did real good. I think there was like 500 competitors, so they did real good. All right. Next up is ACCG Workers' Comp 4-year dividend check presentation. Joe Dan Thompson and Arlene Ivy, would y'all come forward?
Gentlemen, most of you, I think, have met Joe Dan Thompson. He's our marketing and field representative of ACCG that does our workers' comp, our liability, property casualty. I think he'll fill us in, but ACCG started doing these dividends in 2016. The first cash one, and this is the largest one we've received so far. So I'm going to turn it over to him.
Certainly appreciate the opportunity to come up and meet with you guys tonight on behalf of the ACCG Group Health Insurance Workers' Compensation Fund Board of Trustees. I'm happy to present Banks County with a cash dividend check of $43,953.
Good.
The county's portion of the $6 million dividend we sent out back last month. And Banks County is eligible to receive this dividend over the nearly 40 years of participation in the program. The program started in 1982, and Banks County joined in September of 1982. And the amount is taken from the policy periods 2013, 2014, and 2015. So better than average investment income and better than average claims. We're able to give this money back to the membership. This is our fifth cash dividend since 2016. And during that time, Banks County has received $163,878 in cash dividends.
Thank you.
This dividend is completely separate from the normal dividend you've gotten every year since 1996. And that totals a little over $557,000. That's in the form of our premium credit. So year to date, or years to date, Banks County's received $729,297 in dividends from the ACCG Workers' Compensation Program. We certainly appreciate your participation over these many years, and I'll open it up if there's any questions.
Well, we appreciate it. Any of y'all got questions?
Thank you very much.
Every bit helps. That's right. Every bit helps.
Over 209 million to the fund, since that time.
Can we get a picture? All of us.
All of you can go down and check. It's also press release, not like. Yeah, I think, because I'm trying to get around it, I can't. Everybody start smiling. That's a lot of money. Hold on just a second, guys. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, I'm up. So if you straighten that check up just a little bit, go up a little bit with your left hand. There we go. Awesome, thank you.
Next thing we have is public hearing, planning and zoning. Usually have Attorney Randall Frost here, but he has been exposed to COVID, so we ask him not to come and take a chance tonight. So ground rules are 10 minutes aside. We'll ask the ones that are for it to come first, then the ones against it to come next. When we ask questions as commissioners, I'll stop the time, so you'll have a full 10 minutes to make comments for or against. My suggestion, if there's a lot of people that are for it, you need to line up. If there's a lot of people against it, you need to line up, because the clock's gonna tick as you're walking up. So the first thing I'll do is I'll close the regular session and open up the public hearing for the recommendation of the planning board from Paul Ruark.
All right, thank you, Chairman. Conditional use 22-03, a conditional use application submitted by Paul Patel for a new hotel to be located at map and parcel B54D023, a 2.21 acre tract located at Hampton Court, Commerce, Georgia 30529. The Planning Commission recommended it for approval, gentlemen.
All right, the person here to represent Paul Patel and the side for, if you'll come state your case.
Good evening, Commissioners.
Name your, tell your name and address, please, sir.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Paul Patel. I'm from Hartwell, Georgia, and I've been representing hotels and building in Banks County since 2008.
Okay, thank you.
Is it okay to just give you a set of plans just so that you can see in
Yeah,
color?
you can. Mhm. Got 'em both. Go ahead. You want?
Yeah, I'm here tonight just requesting approval to build a new Marriott hotel in town. First one I put in town was back in 2010, which is right next to Fairfield. It's the Fairfield Inn Suites next to Ryan's. Since then, I've had 3 new hotels I've built, and this is the 4th one I'd like to build, with your permission. It's a new prototype of Marriott's leisure. It's got facilities for guests to stay more than one day, but with facilities for several days. If they want to cook food, bring food in from outside, washing up area. This isn't a hotel that's rented on a daily basis. Whether you stay 1 day or 30 days doesn't make any difference to us. It's a daily rented hotel, somewhere in the price range of about $150 a night. It's Marriott's approved the site, and we're just looking for permission to go forward. If there's any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Yeah, in the minutes, your representative said 29 days. You said a day at the time. Now, section 2203 states that, no individual guest shall register, reside in, or occupy any room or rooms within the hotel or motel for more than 7 consecutive day period, except in the event of an emergency catastrophic, which shall be determined in case-by-case basis of the board, Banks County Board of Commission Chairman, his or her designee agent. Are you good with that?
Yeah, so it's no different to the way we're renting
It
rooms
can't be
now.
7, nobody can stay there more than 7 days, or it's considered extended stay motel.
So when we used to have the NHRA, they'd stay, we'd have race teams, they'd come prepare in advance and stay. That's not extended stay. They were staying, they could have stayed 8 days or 9 days. I mean, I'm not monitoring everybody. So what I know is that nobody's allowed to stay on a monthly basis. We don't rent by the month. Every hotel we have rents by the day. Somebody can stay 5 days, they can stay 15 days, 3 days. It's up to them, based on the event. They could be coming into town, looking for a place. They're working in town, but they're looking to rent somewhere. So we just don't have a monthly rate, but we have a daily rate. But we don't stop anybody staying more than 3 days or 5 days. I mean, we can't. So the rules in Banks County, like several other counties that I do business in, they don't want monthly renters. We don't have a monthly invoice. We have a daily invoice, but you can stay 5 days or 10 days. I mean, I don't see the difference. The rules are monthly, and we don't rent monthly, sir.
I'm just stating
Yeah.
that, you know, they, in order for it to be a motel, they can only be there 7 days in that particular room, and then, you know, that's what that's what the section is, if you want.
Yeah, so we'll just ask them to check out, and they can check back in. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. I'm here to do
Understand.
business. I do clean business. I've earned the county a lot of money. I've earned money. We're here trying to pay the taxes and better the school system, the infrastructure. So I'm not trying to hoodwinkle anybody. So I'm not going to agree to something that might be underhanded. I want to just explain my business clearly. Every single hotel that I have in my company only rents rooms by the day. But there are people that may stay more than a day if they're looking for a job or if they're from out of town. When we have a plant in town, and if somebody's coming from China or somewhere out of the country and they're wanting to stay for 10 days, we can't say to them, you know, get lost because it's 7-day rule. So, you know, but we're not renting monthly. As far as I'm concerned, the rules in our county were you're not supposed to rent by the month, which is fine. We don't rent by the month. People can't afford to stay for the month because at $150, $60 a night, it's pretty expensive. So we rent by the day, whether you stay 1 day or 5 days or 10 days. So I just want to make that clear, that there's no hotel in the country that was going to throw somebody out after 7 days. I mean, it just, I go to Myrtle Beach and I go on a week's vacation. I can go to Daytona Beach and there's bike ride week. I go to Las Vegas to a conference and there's a 5-day conference, but I stay 2 extra days because it's the weekend. So, you know, I just want to make sure that if the rules are 7, I don't know how any hotels oblige them, because right now, there's many hotels in town renting for more than 7 days, because you can't just kick a guest out. As far as I'm concerned, we won't rent for the month or monthly to anyone, but we do rent by the day. So, I mean, I don't know if, you know, I'm not here to cheat anybody, but we're here to do good business, and there's no business sense that says you got to throw people out after 7 days.
We just want to make sure it's clear that this is not extended stay. that
No,
this
no,
is-
no, no. So what happens is a lot of new products are coming into the market through Marriott and other chains. The term used is called extended stay. That's the franchise is calling it. But we know in our county, there's no such thing as extended stay. So all we're doing is giving more of a facility to somebody, because first of all, there's a lot of people that are now health conscious. You don't have Ryan's to go and pick a salad and bring it. You don't have Ruby Tuesdays to make a salad. So a lot of people would go to Walmart or Ingles, buy tomatoes and cucumbers and come home and make their own salad and have a sink to wash their plates in. That's the facility that this has. It's not there for people to come and live like an apartment. They can get an apartment for $1,000, $1,500. At $150 or $60 a night, it's going to get pretty expensive for somebody. So we're not attracting those kind of people in our town. We're trying to attract good people, and the Marriott name will bring good people into town. And really, the Marriott folks don't normally stay for a month. The customer base isn't set up to stay for a month, but it's there to give people an extra facility. Everything that's coming out now, you know, whether it's internet cords, plugins, there's just more and more. They're looking at doing research for the future. So what they've come up with is, hey, we need to provide this kind of facility in different markets where somebody needs to come home and bring food home, things like that. So it's not there for people to come and live for a month or 2 months or 6 months. It's there to give folks extra facilities within the hotel when they stay a day or two.
All right, on one of your applications here, it says extended stay prototype, and on the other one, it says new hotel, not extended stay.
I mean, I didn't fill that out, but it's not extended stay. What they were doing is, they're going off what Marriott calls it.
Right.
But it's not. I mean, there's a different meaning. There's two sides to the coin. The extended stay means somebody coming that can have the extra facilities of staying 2 or 3 days and having a kitchenette kind of basis. It doesn't mean someone coming there for a month, because I couldn't make a living if I was letting people stay for a month. And people couldn't afford to stay with us if we were charging by the day and staying for a month. Yeah, I can assure you, because, I mean, we've been in business in this town since 2008, so I can't see anybody that's ever had any complaints on the way we do business. And I've been doing this for 22 years, and I built a lot of properties throughout the state of Georgia. So I know what I'm doing, and if I'm investing money, I know it's in the right sector, in the right location, and you know, we have a choice, and you have a choice. I have a choice if I want to bring my business to Banks County, invest my dollars, because these things aren't cheap anymore. So I'm proud of my town and my county, and I'd like to bring the hotel here, but I don't want to cheat somebody or mislead anybody. That's why I'm making this crystal clear. Someone might stay 8 days, but if you're telling me check them out, then we'll check them out. They're already staying. When we have groups, when the NHRA came, I used to have race teams in all my hotels. They'd come 2 or 3 days early and then clean up, and they'd stay 2 or 3 days late. So they would be here for 8, 9, 10 days. But that's not extended stay.
Y'all got any more?
Y'all have any questions?
The only thing, Paul, when you say they pay each day, now, does that mean if they stay 8 days, at the end of the 8 days, they've had their bill and they pay, but they literally pay the $150 every day?
So what happens is, unfortunately, we can't trust anybody anymore. So if they were paying cash and they said they were staying 7 days, we take $150 for 7 days, $1,050 plus the $5 transportation tax per day, plus the taxes. They'd have to pay up front. And if it's a credit card, we authorize a credit card for $1,200, $1,500, whatever it may be. So we don't charge them daily, but we charge up front. In our business, you don't stay and pay. You pay, then stay. Unfortunately. So, but what my point was, we're charging on a daily basis. They're not necessarily paying on a daily basis, but we're charging on a daily basis. There's no 50% discount because you're staying for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or, you know, we'd be out of business.
Well, I have personally stayed in one, and they're very nice.
Yeah. I wouldn't bring anything to town that wasn't nicer. Most of these commissioners know me since I first came for an application back in 2008, so you go to any of my hotels, even if they're older, they're like brand new. I spend a lot of money in upkeep.
Is this gonna be a Marriott?
Yes, sir.
Y'all good? Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else in favor? not, we'll go to anybody opposed. If so, come forward.
My name is Pradyuman Patel, and I have only concern that where he's developing, there is one road there, is passed from his road, and everybody else who goes on the back of the property, they have access there. And now he's going to develop that road or what? There's a 30-foot easement there. If you look, is
Okay,
there?
there's a road going back to Hampton Inn.
No, it's right on the front of the Hampton Inn. Is a road between his property and my property, Hampton Inn, and there's a road of a 30-foot road there. As an easement for everybody who have a land on the back after even a creek, and that road has to be developed, or he's going to leave it as it is.
That road will be as it is, because that's not a county road, I don't think, is it, Aaron?
No.
No, that's not a county road.
I will explain, it's Hampton Court. If I would develop it, my answer to him 20 minutes ago was I'm gonna develop it as much as I need to get into my property.
That's right.
I'm gonna develop the
But-
road because
But it's not a public road, so,
It's not a county road. It's belong to his property. But everybody have easement right to go
They have
from that
easement,
road.
yes, sir.
That's my question.
yeah, because they're using it now, it's perpetual easement, yeah,
So we just have to use it, just whatever is there.
yeah,
That's my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
yep.
That's it.
Anybody else? Opposition.
My name's Larissa Campbell. I live at 2868 Highway 51 North. I just want to talk to you a minute about this. A lot of things that he said were a little misleading from what the rep said at the planning and zoning meeting. The rep said it was an extended stay hotel. She said up to 29 days. Georgia code only allows a 30-day continuous stay. However, as he said to you guys and everybody else here, nobody monitors that. So my first question to you is, who's monitoring that? Whose responsibility is it to make sure that these people aren't living in these hotels? Because we know that they are. Maybe not his, but it's happening. There's school buses picking up children at one of the notorious hotels up there at Banks Crossing. Specifically, what I want to tell you about is a place called Norcross, Georgia. It's just 58 miles from here. Easy access to 85, bisected by a major U.S. highway. It has great schools, a small town charm. It's a desirable place to live and work. Does that sound familiar to you? I'm not talking about Banks County, although it certainly does sound like it. But one stark difference is Norcross is the home to the Devil's Triangle. 14 hotels, 9 of which are permanent residences, 1,249 rooms for as many as 1,000 families. They take 270-something calls just to those hotels for the police. A January 2020 article in the AJC referenced a U.S. Department of Justice study saying that extended stay hotels have become de facto shelters and hubs for criminal activity and specifically refer to them as a potential public safety hazard. Nationwide, extended stay hotels only account for 8% of the room supply, according to hotelmanagement.net. However, the CEO for Hotels and Hospitality says that it's the hottest growing market in the industry because it's highly profitable. They provide less services and they make more money off of it because a full-service hotel, the profit margin is only about 27%, but for an extended stay hotel, it's 40 to 50%. The Marriott is pointing out that it's nice and upscale and it's great for business travel, but she also said it was a prototype. The representative also said there's no written agreement or promise from Marriott that they're going to do this and that they're going to continue it if the prototype doesn't come out the way that they think it will. So if we approve this, we set a precedent that we're going to allow extended stay hotels. Whatever that means to whomever is saying it, the name of it is an extended stay hotel. So who's next? There'll be a lot more coming. If this is the hottest growing segment, and he kind of said that too, then that's what's coming. That's what that market is driving now. So, again, who's going to monitor how long they're staying? What are the repercussions if they violate it? What do we do if Marriott backs out and the Motel 6 wants to come in here and put in a weekly, monthly rental? These are just things that we need to think about. Our resources are thin. Y'all just had budget meetings. I know everybody wants to gripe about the sheriff, but our safety services are priority. Just by reference, our budget for the sheriff and jail is a little over $4 million. Jackson County is highly developed. They have all the industry and all the hotels and all of the shopping and all of the grocery stores. Their sheriff and jail budget is $15 million. I think those are things we need to think about. We have 4 deputies on the road, and more than half of them are concentrated at Banks Crossing every day, every night. If you go out, you see it.
4 minutes. Go. Nope, wait a minute, this is the,
My name's Chris Osborne. I live at 218 Dooley Drive. It says extended stay on the application. That's the hearing we've got to have tonight by law. It clearly says extended stay. If you approve it tonight, even if he's not saying it's an extended stay, we're approving an extended stay hotel. That's what we're voting on tonight. Thank you.
3.5.
Jill Brown, 207 Painted Horse Lane, Baldwin, Georgia. So as a million-mile frequent flyer on Delta and a Hilton Property Honors member with a current balance of 300,000 stay points, I feel I'm an experienced traveler and can speak to the stay at extended stay properties. Despite Planning Commission comments about crime happens where people, whether they spend the night or not, crime happens when the opportunity presents itself. A criminal chooses an easy mark and location versus a tough one. Why choose a tough opponent and location when there are easier ones? Their comment was off the mark, along with their recommendation to approve. Why allow an extended stay, which will be filled just like current Banks Crossing locations that are traditional properties, where they have scheduled school bus stops and increased police presence? In all of my travels, be it for business or pleasure, I seldom stay in an extended stay property, as it never feels as safe as traditional property. The transient presence is the very reason. You know, they don't state the name of the hotel, of the Marriott property. Is this just a
2 minutes.
a commitment? I just wanted to know, because it doesn't say extended stay, but yet you are going to lock them out after 29 days. I'm a little confused, and y'all should be too. I mean, I know some of you up for revotes. It might matter.
Minute and a half.
James Shy, 584 Line Church Road. I've got some.
Thank you.
Just some articles from the metro area and from the hospitality industry about extended stay hotels and the challenges they raised. I'll also echo that if you look at the literature right now, the hot segment of the hotel industry is extended stay hotels. Also, it doesn't matter what I say an extended stay hotel is or what he says. It matters what you say from the ordinance. And the ordinance says extended stay hotels means any hotel or motel in which guest rooms have facilities for both the storage, refrigeration, and preparation of food. Doesn't say anything about charging by the day, but then it says and or which are advertised, designed, or utilized for weekly or monthly occupancy. It doesn't say anything about charging per day. It says, is that space amenable to an extended stay. That's the way your ordinance reads. You should be commended if you read through the materials I gave you. A lot of local governments now are scrambling to get ordinances in place for extended stay hotels because they're very popular. You already have one. The problem is it's 5 years old. And if you read through those articles, you'll see that some of the problems that are now bubbling up in these extended stay situations are not addressed by your current ordinance. You don't have anything in there about security. And I'll also echo that most of our calls from the sheriff's office are down at Banks Crossing. A lot of the local governments in our area now are requiring
15 more sites, right.
are requiring security to be put in, private security by the, also, the key that I think you need to look at is checking in for 29 days, you check out a day, and you check back in. A lot of local governments are trying to account for that now and having a total per year period of time that one can stay in one of these units because people are living there.
Thank you. Time's up. Did you want to show the plan
What I was saying was
to?
that instead of getting it too far, I can address each person's comment as they came. I know it's a little bit different to what you normally do.
No, but in a public hearing, that you have, the for's got a side and against, but explain to them then what, I mean, if you want to explain to them, show them plan, whatever
Yeah, so what it was is,
you want to answer.
the 29 days that she was confused about, what, one of my managers who was here when I was out of the country was trying to explain that extended stay in our industries, when you stay more than 29 days, a lot of these hotels that have been downgraded, like she mentioned, the Motel 6 and things, they don't have to pay occupancy tax because you're staying more than 30 days. We don't have that policy because you stay 1 day, we don't have anybody that stays even close to 30 days. So that situation doesn't come. I've got hotels in this county since 2008. I'll be happy to submit all my records at any time to anybody, which you guys get anyway and pay the city's tax, and see if anyone stayed remotely close to 29 days. And that was what probably one of my managers was explaining, that after 29 days, you don't have to pay occupancy tax. But we don't even get into that because we want everybody to pay all the taxes. That was the issue I was trying to make. Norcross, Georgia is a whole different city. It's got nothing to do with Banks County. If you want to monitor, like this gentleman mentioned about police calls, you can call the sheriff and you can monitor how many people have come to my Marriott or my Holiday Inn, any of my hotels for police calls. And I can assure you, the problems are with the older hotels that are downgrading because they can't make it work. The comment about making more money, we can't make more money by doing extended stay because the hotels are not geared up to do that. You can't make money, but when they're downgraded to a minimal flag, the only way they can do it, instead of charging $40 a week, they try to do this monthly package. We've never done a monthly package. We're not doing a monthly package. We're not an extended stay hotel. We're a daily hotel that has more facilities. Like the commissioner mentioned, he went and stayed. You can see if there's much difference between that hotel and any other Marriott. It's not yearly or weekly. I mean, you know, so all these things that they're concerned with, I'm free and readily available for my records to be checked and see how many police calls have come to my hotel. Now, other hotels, I have no idea. But
Okay.
we don't even have anybody for 20 years.
Okay.
This application will go home.
Sorry?
If you'll remove extended stay.
I've removed it. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. No, it's not extended stay.
Okay,
That was a mistake by the lady.
Time out. That's it.
That's a mistake.
that's it.
No problem.
I've heard both sides. I'll come out of public hearing, open it back up to a regular meeting. I think the biggest thing is if we get that cook stove out of there, that's the thing bothers me the most, is cook stove.
Correct. Because the hotel will be open.
Because that's where it converts to
Long-term.
possible long-term safety issues with cooking and so forth, because that's,
Is there a cook stove? I don't think there's a cook stove.
yeah, it's,
Is there?
the plans that you had a cook stove.
Yeah.
Most all hotels have microwaves, refrigerators. I ain't never seen one with a dishwasher, but it's got a cook stove. I can't vote for it with a cook stove. Are y'all good with getting rid of it?
Well, getting rid of it, Paul, and also like some of them in our crowd said, getting rid of the wording extended stay. If you will eliminate that, I have no issue.
The cook stove, I think the cook stove.
And your cook stove.
Yeah, but I can't change the features of what the brand, you can't tell Marriott what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do. But the word extended stay, I'm absolutely happy to take that out, because it's not extended stay as far as we're concerned.
Right.
But I can't change the features of what's in the prototype.
But,
It's for them to approve it, with all due respect.
Mr. Chairman,
no, we're, it's going on.
Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
the application that Mr. Patel presented says, new hotel not
Touch your mic,
extended
is your
stay.
mic on? We can't hear.
Yeah. Says, new hotel not extended stay. This is the paperwork he presented to the planning commission. When the planning commission, I say the secretary transferred this, she wrote in extended stay.
But it also says prototype.
It also says prototype, so Mr. Patel did nothing to do with, his application says specifically not extended stay on it.
Well,
And that's the-
well, why was extended stay
You'll
brought
have-
up?
You'll have to bring that up with
I
the
mean,
secretary of the
why-
planning
why is it
commission.
under-
Will it be called extended stay on the sign?
No, no, no.
The Marriott rep said it was extended stay. Those were her words. The Marriott rep said extended
It
stay.
does not say extended stay on the sign. It will say Marriott Camp Place Suites. That's all it says. Just like Fairfield Suites, West Springfield Suites.
It has
Is it town place?
extended stay prototype's what it's got on here.
On conditional use.
No, that's the part that we filled out in the thing.
That we filled out for conditional use application. Hey, it's conditional use application. Somebody else.
She filled it out.
Paul did.
They filled it out in the office.
Oh, the office filled out this application.
Right.
Okay.
Well, where did extended stay come from? I don't see.
And it says on his application, not extended.
Not extended stay.
It's not extended stay.
And Marriott's approved it, and you're almost under contract, pending approval.
My application again, if I have to sign the fee to make it my bad.
Not about the variation that you since dealt with, is the documents that are before us right now say extended stay.
I can say it.
If I understand, okay, and there's some design features in your program that show, illustrate, and allow for extended stay.
Look, Marriott's a big company. They're not gonna tell you
Marriott's own advertising says town place is an extended stay.
It doesn't matter what they say. I'm building a Camp Place Suite.
No, well,
Okay.
yeah, I can't hear but one at a time.
All right.
So let,
You can't tell Marriott what to do. Town Place has got cooktops if you go to the internet.
No, it doesn't matter, that's their prototype. Yeah, so I'm not selling it as an extended stay, I'm just saying it as a hotel.
But you're asking to build that prototype.
I'm not asking you, I'm asking them, please,
Well,
with
then
all
let's
due
get it
respect.
right.
You can give your 3 cents, but it doesn't matter to me, it's
We
there.
can make a motion without the cook stove.
I'm listening to that, it doesn't matter to me.
the,
The people that don't know anything in their home.
what we've got now says extended stay can't be
It's got
over
nothing to do with
10
Ramsey
days.
County.
7. But the thing about it is you can't have a cook stove.
I'm a much bigger taxpayer than you are, man.
All right, all right, time out. Time out.
Well, congratulations, I'm glad you know me.
All right, we'll discuss it.
I still have concerns about this. If that says 7 days is the longest, how?
That's what our code
how do
says.
you- How do you monitor if someone comes in a hotel and stays over 7 days?
Well, it's up
We
to,
have
it's up to
county
the,
marshal?
it's up to the hotel owners that puts it down right, and yes, the marshal checks it. The code enforcement checks it.
All right, so if this one has people that stay longer than 7 days, even though they're paying, if they pay twice a day or once a day or whatever, it's still 7 days. And when you extend that or go past that, it's considered extended.
According to section 2203 in our code, that's what it's got in there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's up to the county marshal.
But it gets down to the bottom line is, when you have a cook stove in there, that flips it to extended stay. And what I'm asking is,
other words,
are we good with taking the cook stove out of it? Because then that takes it away from extended stay.
The number of people you have in a room.
That ain't got crap to
Ain't
do
got
with
nothing
it.
to do with it.
Having- Well, what I'm looking at on extended stays, we're getting a lot of families moving in and staying in these hotels down there. And that's not what they're designed for.
That's
And
correct,
that's-
but that's where Paul checks them, and all you can go by is the book.
How often do we check?
I don't know, you'd ask that guy right there.
Try about every 6 months. Just as a, go down and hit 2 or 3 hotels on about a quarterly basis, and then pick 3 other ones for the next 3 months. Pick 3 other ones and go down and do a surprise inspection on them. And that's the only way. But then what I'm doing is I'm verifying the records that the hoteliers have put down, okay?
Do we have a school bus stopping at the Scottish Inn?
I couldn't tell you that. I haven't seen one.
Have you been there when the school bus runs?
I'm usually at work when school bus runs.
But that's a job.
Part of my job, yes, ma'am.
My concern is I would like to get clarifications from Marriott specifically what their classifications on extended stay is. How is it advertised? How is it marketed?
But the thing about it, I go back to, if it has a cook stove in it, it has to be classified as extended stay. So if the cook stove can come out, then it won't be classified as extended stay, according to our code.
Then it's not gonna be a town place, suite.
Right.
by
It
Marriott.
won't be a Marriott. You can't
It won't be a Marriott town place suite. Because you can't have a national brand like Marriott, which is a quality hotel, mind you. If they're claiming it's a town place suite, that is an extended stay hotel cooktop. That's how they market it.
Can I have 2 minutes?
No. Mm-mm. You'll get your 10 minutes here in a minute, when yours comes up.
I moved from a county that went through this, okay? And originally I came in and I was like everybody else pretty much. But I can tell you this, that piece of property right there, somebody's coming in there. And if it's a guaranteed Marriott logo with $150 per night income, you ain't gonna have people that you're gonna worry about.
I agree.
Versus a motel, just give me just a second, because like I said, I believe, okay? Versus somebody coming in there and building the next Scottish Inn or the next Motel 6 that nobody's monitoring, nobody's caring about, it's $40 a night. That element that comes with that type of hotel. So if the man has a contract with Marriott, and need clarification, the rep said it's $114 a night price point. He said it's $150 a night price point. If you don't fluctuate from $150 price point, you can show us a contract with Marriott where you're good to go and you've got a 10-year agreement with them. That's what you want in this town. Otherwise, somebody's gonna come snatch that dirty piece of property up and they're gonna build something crappy there. And when we all take our family to Longhorns for dinner tonight, we're gonna get about 2 or 3 bones instead of just one that's coming over from the truck stop. I've been through this.
So since you got your minute, I'm here for my kids, not the next 10 years. I'm looking 30 years. When you build a hotel with cooktops, what's it gonna be in 30 years? Marriott, it won't be a Marriott.
It can be something else next week.
The gentleman has had hotels here since 2008. When we first came up,
He won't live
yes,
forever.
I understand. Hold on. I'm not.
When you came from where?
I came from Henry County, sir.
When?
It was the fastest growing county in the nation in 2002, okay? I brought in, the whole reason we moved to Banks County is the same thing that you just said, children and family, okay? I have a 2-year-old grandson, when he was born, I said, we're getting out of here. And we started driving and we stopped at this exit 149 and we found some property, okay? Because my grandson was gonna be raised in that. And this is what happened in Henry County. We had commissioners meeting and they would approve something, or there'd be something in the old ordinance that didn't quite fit, and the growth that you wanted didn't come, okay? That property is hope that something like this comes along instead of what we got back there that increased our crime rate 37%.
This is no way to do business, though. We got mixed signals, mixed documents.
Right. Okay, 20-year contract.
This is,
All right, what,
this is official.
what are we going,
Government business being done like on the back of a car.
No, but I mean, it's real simple. If you have your contract with Marriott, the price point stays at 150. That is the true design. That's the approved engineered plans. Anything fluctuates from that, then deny it.
It's up to them to have the conditions on there to do that.
Exactly. If the mayor's willing to say, he showed us the plan. I don't know about y'all, but I would love to see that sitting behind.
Don't pay it for $150 a night.
Sir?
Then he's going to drop those prices.
No, sir. Not if these gentlemen right here say your price point as your conditional approval is 150
Then
per
Marriott
night.
comes out and what?
And then the Marriott drops them.
And then somebody else comes in.
You've got a 20-year agreement with Marriott, okay? Your price point is
The
$150.
Marriott rep said they did not have a
Let's do
signed agreement.
Marriott without a
It's
kitchen.
prototype.
Marriott without a kitchen.
What did Marriott say?
Marriott rep said there was no.
All their advertising says.
I've got a written agreement in my phone, but I haven't paid the fees.
Right, that's what the rep said, that it hadn't been.
Well, I can't pay the
There was
fees
an
till I get
agreement in
it
place.
approved. I'm
So
gonna-
stipulations, if I'm hearing everybody correct, I mean, think, these guys can say yes, they can say no, but they can also stipulate. If you're not happy with the stipulations, okay? Marriott only, 20-year contract, guaranteed room rate 149,
I'm trying
never
to get.
drop below it.
We work in a condition, it might be 139, it might be 209.
you get a, like a 20-year, 20-year contract with Marriott,
Because otherwise, just put Holiday Inn Express. And I
Do
think
what?
I've stayed in your
you get like a 15-20-year contract with Marriott.
And you do manage your
Yeah,
hotels.
I got no problem with that, what, Lou? And the cook stove. I mean,
And the
if
what?
you take the cook stove away, you're gonna take away Marriott.
All right,
Stop it.
all right. All right, what's feeling on the board? Well, first of all, I gotta close the
Hearing.
public hearing and open it back up for the regular meeting.
Can we clarify what we're actually voting on?
That's what we're fixing to clarify.
We are fixing to clarify. First,
So what we're trying to figure out is what,
First of all, Mr. Chairman, I would like clarifications, put in stipulations that in order for this to be passed, that we see a documented contract from Marriott.
you on a year 15?
Yeah, at least 15, 20-year contract.
I don't think hotels operate on 15-year contracts, y'all.
What is the longest contract they've offered you, Mr. Patel?
Sir, I'm from this industry, okay, and it
Right.
feels like I'm talking to people that gentleman's familiar. He
Right.
stayed in my hotel.
Right.
He's just given you an idea, which I could do tomorrow, and nobody can say anything about it, because it'll be within the ordinance. I can go and build a Red Roof Inn or Motel 6 for $65 or $59,
Right.
and that's gonna attract the crime rates because it's affordable, and y'all gonna be happy with that. I'm trying to bring a high-flying name, which brings in good people between $150, $125 to say $250 range, and we're discussing whether school bus is gonna show up there or not. To me, it's amusing, because I've been doing this for 22 years, and I've built many hotels throughout the state of Georgia. This is the funniest discussion I've ever been in.
No,
Discussing a school bus showing up there's no school buses that show up at Marriott. And when that property, that's got the commercial zoning that it has.
You didn't answer that question.
I haven't said nothing about a school bus. All I asked, the question was, can you present us with a
Yes,
document
yes.
from Marriott?
Yes, I can present you with a 20-year, definitely 15, but I'm negotiating on a 20-year
Right.
contract. So I like to get 20-year contracts.
We'll put 15 to 20 years then.
It's okay.
That way you hit either one of them.
Make a motion, John.
There's no
You
problem.
gonna make a motion?
What else? Wait a minute.
All right, is there anything else?
The stove.
You want to take out the extended stay?
The extended stay's out, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I can't change the prototype.
Right.
That's the prototype. That's what people.
I understand.
come here for.
Right.
But I can assure you, it's too expensive to stay for weekly or monthly for normal people.
But
Right.
I'm here for 30 years from now. That's why I'm sitting here.
No. That has a kitchenette area.
Does it have a place to cook food?
That's what it's designed for. When there's no line ordinance.
All right. What is, well, it's a prototype. Are we gonna accept it or not? All right.
That's what I'm saying. I would rather have somebody cooking and cleaning it in their room rather than standing out front with a hot plate.
All right, well, y'all.
You guys are turning down the dime.
All right.
Oh, we got the extended stay off, correct?
Extended stay off.
All it's gonna say is prototype.
Right.
Okay. All right, and we have got the, cook stove, got a stove and a hot plate.
I'm
It's
tell you
a-
what it is. The
it's
one
good.
time I drink by the month, got hot plates. I know that stove in there, and I had hot plates, I'll be honest with you. You know, I think the stove needs to stay.
I think Bo's thing was contract with Marriott, 15 to 20 years. Is that what you said?
Right.
Marriott only.
For Marriott.
Marriott.
Correct.
Marriott.
So I looked over just what the gentleman was giving us and on some of the other stuff that what the other counties are trying to do, just by reading in a hurry. A lot of stuff is just what we went over, with, the better class of the motel like Marriott.
Hilton.
On a 30-day extended stay, which is gonna be the prototype like he's talking about building, and we got the contract with Marriott. If any of these things are not met in these conditions, it's off.
Yep.
I hope it's gonna be met, and I'd lot rather see a Marriott go there than a Motel 6.
Absolutely.
And with all due respect, I've got a history.
Motel 6, I'm just saying, that I used to travel a lot, and I did try to stay in places that had this on little stove and everything, but I didn't enjoy eating out every night. Cause I've been a tractor trailer and I carried most of my groceries with me, and I done my cooking.
Oh, y'all got anything?
That's it.
Your motion?
What? Give us, I wanna know what the stipulations are.
Marriott contract, 20 years, 15 minimum. No extended stay on any of the writing, anything.
What about
Is that
advertising
correct?
online? What about online advertising as extended stay?
No.
No extended stay.
Can't have anything extended stay, nothing
No.
on there.
What's his repercussions if Marriott?
So if Marriott does advertising, I can't control it because it's worldwide. But in Banks County, I won't be advertising extended stay. I won't have any billboards that say extended stay because we won't, but I can't control Marriott's advertising as a group.
Do they look through Marriott's
I
sign?
understand that.
Who?
Yeah, I mean, that's, you can't
But
control
Paul, let me ask you
them.
this, if Marriott advertised nationally, extended stay, you do not have to accept extended stay at your hotel.
Well, sir, there's a misconception here about the slums of the hotels that are becoming extended stay and a high-profile brand like Marriott being called extended stay. So there's a little misconception here. I'm here to make it clear that we don't rent by the month or 6 months or anything. People are not going to use this like an apartment hotel. But if Marriott advertising extended stay, I can't stop them advertising.
Right.
They're just trying to bring people to the site so that people come and stay in the rooms. If people stay in our rooms, then y'all collecting taxes. So I mean, I can't stop Marriott doing anything. As far as I'm concerned, we're not advertising personally as extended stay. You won't see any billboard or any local advertising or any signage that says extended stay. Because I don't want an extended stay clientele. I'm here to rent rooms by the day, just as we have done for the last 14, 15 years in all our hotels.
You know, in our mind, we keep going back to extended stay
Yeah.
like the Scottish Inn down here where they, with the hot plates and the coolers and everything. Now, that's a completely different extended stay from what has been spoken to.
Exactly, yeah.
Your ordinance says if it's held out as extended stay, it's an extended stay.
I understand, and we was dealing with 3 motels at that time. And at that time, There were 2 busloads of kids being hauled to school, now there's 1 child being hauled to school, so it worked.
Nobody was thinking about the future back then.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, anybody got a
Hotels, like
motion?
everything else, it's an evolving business.
Anybody got a motion?
Biggest part of Scottish Inn's closed down, correct?
Oh, yeah, the whole back part.
See, now that's what happens, and that's where the extended stay mentality comes
Right.
in, because then somebody acquires that hotel, goes in and renovates it, and then they call it an extended stay. So the
Right.
crime statistics and everything that you're looking at is from a downgraded hotel.
That's exactly right.
All right. We got a motion or anything?
Don't doubt that one bit. The only thing we can go on is,
I'll make a motion, we accept it with Marriott's 15, 20-year contract
All right, I got a motion by Sammy
with no extended stay in the wording.
in
If
the,
nobody can understand it, so.
in the contract.
And a contract with
I
Marriott, right?
Okay. So we got the contract with Marriott, no extended stay in any of the wording, from Paul. 15 to 20-year contract. Marriott.
Minimum price point, 125 to 150, Paul?
No, it could be 250. I mean,
Right.
not a max.
Not a max, you don't want to put a max, but a minimum.
125, yes.
Yeah.
125.
Minimum.
You go with 125 on your motion.
Yes, sir.
Day, that's $3,750 a month. How many people can afford it?
All right, the motion I got on the table is a contract with Marriott. 20 years, minimum 15 years, minimum price, $125 a night, no max, and nothing about extended stay. This is a daily motel. Is that your motion?
Yes, sir.
And that's your second, Keith. Any more discussion? Danny? Danny?
Aye.
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 5-0.
I got what I wanted.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
thank you. The next one is Planning Commission CU 2204. It'll be Mr. McCorsky. At this time, I will close the regular meet. Huh?
You enter back in too.
I'm fixing to go out into, we're fixing to go out into public hearing. The next one up is CU 2204. We'll hear the recommendation from the planning. Paul?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On conditional use 22-04, a conditional use application has been submitted by Maxwell McCroskey for a new and antique vehicle parts sales with online parts and vehicle sales to be located at 20519 US Highway 441 South, Commerce, Georgia, 30529. The Planning Commission has recommended that this application be approved.
All right. Any of those in favor, come forward.
My name is Max Krosky. I'm at 1410 Sumba Way, Auburn, Georgia.
Okay. Tell us what you got, what you gonna do.
Okay, so our business specializes in classic Datsun Zs, 7078, and the current location is zoned for commercial, and it's currently a classic auto parts store. We want to mostly continue that, doing classic car parts, new manufacturing, and then we want to also be able to sell classic cars as a smaller percentage of our business, but it's almost all online and only a small percent, very rarely in person, and our business will be by appointment only. So.
All right, you've got, where you anticipate 10 to 15 cars, you got enough room for them there?
Yes, but it should be less than that. I would say 5 to 10. But it's a 6,500 square foot building. About 4,800 square feet is warehouse space, and then there's also a lot of outdoor storage, but we don't really plan on displaying them, honestly.
Okay. Have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, down in that
Yeah.
hole, it might, yeah.
Yes, sir. There's one level at the ground road, or kind of ground level, and the one is below. The one below is not really developed, but it's flat.
And are you just buying that business from
Yes, sir.
him, and you're gonna continue?
Well, we mainly do classic car parts, new parts. So we need the warehouse space to sell them, and it's all online sales. But then I also, personally, I'm a licensed dealer. I like to buy and sell cars as well, as a kind of smaller portion of my business. So I'd like to have the ability to do that there as well.
Go ahead, more questions?
It's a pre-existing
Yeah.
Yeah.
business. I have no problems with it, Mr. Booker.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else in favor?
My name's Kevin Johnson. I'm the current owner of American Vintage Parts at that property. My wife Sally and I have been in business there for the last 7 years, and we did come in front of you gentlemen for a conditional use variance several years ago. I think maybe Danny and Sammy were here at that time, but.
I was.
Okay. So I wanted to thank you gentlemen for letting us operate our business in the county. We flourished and have actually outgrown the property, and we're seeking another location right now. Max and his partner, I believe, deal in Datsuns, which are foreign cars, obviously, and to us, that's a dirty word. We're American Vintage Parts only. So we wish him well, and we've never had any crime issues at that property. I think I told the Planning Commission last week that we had 3 visits from law enforcement in that 7-year period, and they were all actually in the first week when a few local sheriff's officers stopped in to introduce themselves and welcome us and let us know if we needed anything to please reach out. But had a nice run there, and I think Max has some great ideas. Again, he's not looking to sell cars, he's selling a few classic cars, and I think he's gonna have like a nice showroom and everything. So thank you for your time, and again, thank you for our time in the county here.
Thank you for your business.
Thank you.
We enjoyed having you.
Anybody else? Being none. Anybody against? Being none, I'll close the public hearing. Open it back up for a regular meeting. I'll make a motion to approve the planning board's recommendation.
So,
Did Keith, you second it?
Keith, no one-
Keith did. Any discussion? Sammy?
Aye.
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 The next one we have up will be conditional use application, CU 2205. I will close the regular meeting, open it up for public hearing for a recommendation from the planning board. Paul?
All right, thank you, Chairman. Conditional use 22-05, a conditional use application has been submitted by Joshua Trimble for a home occupation business to be operated at 1565 McCoy Bridge Road, Homer, Georgia, 30547. The planning board recommended this application for approval.
All right, anybody here to speak for it?
Evening, gentlemen. I'm Joshua Trumbull, 1565 McCoy. My daughter fell in love with a local feller, and he's been doing great in all his life, so I figured, what the heck, let's use some of our machines and move dirt.
Can you speak in the mic? I can't hear you. Thank you.
Daughter, love, local guy. I'm hitting high points for you. And figured I might as well try to set him up in business, so we're just using some of our farm stuff to do some like grading and stuff for people.
All right, on the application, it's got TNR Land Clearing and Grading LLC. When I looked it up, it come back to Jeremy Hayes.
That's my attorney. That's the registered agent.
Okay.
TNR is Trimble and Ritchie. Trimble is myself. My daughter's fiance is Ritchie.
Okay. You also said that it's equipment for your farm, but you're saying now that it's equipment for business. Which is it?
Well, it's kind of both. I like machines, and I like toys, and I like to dig holes. We're doing a lot of work at the farm as we speak, and I acquired machines before we even closed on the property. My wife thought I was nuts. I like to dig holes, and it's just a pastime. And then I was like, heck, if we can actually make some money doing this, and it's something that'll help my daughter and, you know, her family have a business, why not give it a whirl? So that's what we're doing. But it's a combination. I mean, like, the machines haven't been off of my land in 3 weeks, maybe.
But if he runs this, is he gonna be coming in and out with equipment? Well, I mean, what all equipment you talking about having? Track hose?
Well, as of
track
right now,
loaders?
our inventory is 2 skid steers, a track loader, and a track hoe. We technically started this company first week of January, and we've done 2 jobs that required a track hoe, and on those same 2 jobs, we took the track loader. Other than that, they've been at the farm. I wish we had more work. But the answer to your question is, we're not coming in and out. I mean, maybe with a skid steer, let me rephrase that. But big machines, I mean, if they're going to a job, they're staying until that job's done. And, I mean, hopefully we'll get busier than we are, because like I said, I mean, nothing's moved in a minute now. We're just doing work around the farm.
So you're not gonna have blow boys and land dolls going in and out?
No, sir. We have 1 dump truck and a trailer that hooks to it, that if we need to move the track hoe or the track loader, we can pull it with that. But we pay a gentleman, because I don't have my CDL and he doesn't. Anyway, this is nothing more than just trying to do things the way the county wants. And I like machines with hydraulics.
What size track hoe, what size track loader?
953D and SK210.
How are you gonna go in and out? Are you gonna, you know?
I'm gonna go straight up McCoy Bridge Road to 441.
Those bridges you can't cross.
No, sir. No, sir. I wish everybody knew they couldn't cross a wooden bridge with a heavy load, but some people are just dumb. But no, sir. We'll go straight out to McCoy to 441 at that intersection.
Cause it's just right there. If you come off
Yeah.
441, you either gotta go Marshman Road or keep going McCoy Bridge. You just go straight on his property. Y'all got anything else?
Now, he is laying on McCoy Bridge, or is it on Marshburn
Both.
Road?
Both.
You'll access it off of the paved part of McCoy Bridge. 'Cause it-
Across from Jeremy's, right, Jeremy? Yeah.
Yeah, across from Mr.
Yeah,
Harris's
it's
place.
just- If you don't take a left or a right, you go straight, you're gonna go right in his
Yeah, yeah.
pasture.
You do have a business license.
My attorney has filed for all that. I got a tax ID number.
Business license?
Yes, he's got one applied for.
Yeah,
Just waiting on this to get approved
Yes.
before we can do it.
I thought you were asking about something else.
Y'all got it?
On occupation. Yes, sir.
This is the entire property,
Sir?
the entire property.
Yes, sir.
What is it, 200 acres?
117 acres on his, and I think he owns the parcels next to it. We'd add about another 75, Mr. Trimble, is that correct?
Yeah.
About around 200 acres altogether,
He's over
Mr. Mackey.
117 where you leave his equipment.
Right.
There's no reason on it.
Was that a question, sir? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No refund.
Y'all got anything else for him?
No.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Anybody else in favor? If not, anybody against?
I'm not gonna speak against it, but I would like to point something out. I hate to do this, because I'm not against what he's doing. But this guy came to the, meeting about the convenience store at the end of McCoy Bridge, complaining about the trucks on McCoy Bridge. I wouldn't say a word until he started the argument a while ago. But now he's wanting to put more trucks and traffic on McCoy Bridge. He was dead set against it when they were putting when they were considering the mini storages and the convenience store at the end of McCoy Bridge. Now he's changed up. Now, I don't mind what he's doing. I just want to point that out, that that's where he's at.
Anybody else against? Hearing none. We'll close public hearing, open it back up for the regular meeting. I think if we do conditions, then they can't have any tractor trailers. I mean, they can't bring the track hoe, anything bigger than the skid steer they've got. Are y'all good with that?
No low boys,
No low boys, no land dolls, no,
just what he's got now.
well, minus the track loader. I mean, it can just be skid steers.
And he'll just be using the one dump truck and a trailer.
One dump truck and trailer. Not tractor trailers. Y'all go with that, I'll make a motion that,
Can I ask a question?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so, are you saying I can't bring a tractor trailer down that road if I ever needed one? Because we have tractor trailer traffic down that road anyway. What I'm telling you is that those are the machines that we have right now. I have no intent whatsoever in owning a low boy or whatever else you call it. I can't even drive one. But to say that, well, I had a machine delivered to my farm to do some grading work when we first started, and it came in on low board. It wasn't my company. I rented it from United. The guys that came to build my house.
If you're using it on your property to do the work on your farm, fine, but if this guy ends up getting CDLs and he gets 3 or 4 track loaders and all that kind of stuff, I agree with Chris.
No.
You didn't want traffic going down McCoy Bridge Road. The neighbors didn't want traffic going down so we heard the people, so you can't do it either. Now, if it's being brought to your farm, it's no different than if it's being brought to one of our 3 of us farm. But, you know, as far as coming out, you know, going from a job to job and coming home, no, but of course, obviously the dump truck and the skid steer, a lot of times that's a one-day job or something like that.
The dump truck and the trailer, that's what,
That's it.
when we do use it, that's what we call the 953 and the track loader, because that's the right weight.
But you're a lot more weight than a skid steer, though. I mean, unless you just got a Mini X. Are you talking about a Mini X?
No, sir, well, 953 Dan is about the SK210, SK210.
Well, that's what
Weighs 52,000.
that's what I was thinking, but no, we don't want them coming up and down, though.
I mean, there's a difference in coming up and down, just so we're on the same page. Like, that machine hasn't moved, hasn't been to a job. The track hoe in
52,000
But, I mean, to say that, it ain't like we're traveling up and down, and I agree with this gentleman 100%. I was 100% against that store, still am, and I'm against more traffic on that road.
Well, they've withdrawn it, so you ain't gotta worry about it.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like we're gonna load up a 70,000-pound machine and take it down the road and work a day and bring it back. If it does enter or exit my property, which is the same driveway that I use for my residence, it might be once a week, once every 2 weeks, once every month, something like that. But you don't haul those kinds of pieces of equipment.
I understand you don't do it every day, but what I think the tenor of the board is, we don't want to approve it so that every time you get done with a job, you bring it home. you can take it from that job to the next job unless you're gonna use it on your farm.
Yeah, as long as I use my own equipment on my own farm, I don't care.
As he pointed out, we can put conditions on it, how much he can come in and out.
Yeah, I mean, no, but,
What's about,
I mean, but, no, I'm cool with it. As long as I can, if we're lucky, keep in mind, guys, this is just something that I'm throwing against the wall to see if it sticks, right? So.
but if it does stick,
If
it
it's
sticks far, there will be.
If it gets hard, they're going somewhere else inside my house.
You're,
But I'm okay with it.
hey, Keith, you're the CDL guru. If that equipment's 50,000 pounds, he's hauling with a dump truck, isn't that overweight?
No,
No, it's not?
no. What tonnage is this trailer? It's got to be over,
dump truck
over 26 tons.
If you get over, but if you get over 953 or 63, you have to have a load board.
Okay.
I actually paid somebody to drive it besides my son, soon to be son-in-law anyway, just so.
If you
Yeah.
don't have a CDL, you are in violation, sir. If you don't have a CDL on that tandem dump truck, that tandem trailer,
I don't drive it, I pay somebody to drive
that's what I'm
it.
saying, you're in violation.
All right, that was,
Stipulations on it with his dump truck and his trailer moving equipment.
and that's it.
That's it.
Dump truck and trailer.
Stipulation, using your dump truck, trailer, and moving your equipment.
That's it.
How's that?
I made the motion, I think, and did you second it?
Keith
And
said-
Keith seconded it. We got more discussion? Keith? Aye.
Uh,
5-0. All right, now we got D, beer and wine package. Paul?
Yes, sir. We have an application before us for beer and wine package by Ms. Anjum Balawani at the Commerce Food Mart at 30605 US Highway 441 South. As a reference, that location used to be Munoz BP station, adjacent to the Crystal Restaurant.
Right.
Okay? So it had had a previous alcohol license in the past, and these are new applicants coming before us to make application for package.
New owner and a
Yes,
new.
sir. New owner and a
Just
new
a new
license
owner.
holder.
Manager. Are they here?
Yes, sir, they are. The gentlemen, they have paid their application fees, and they're clear on the background check.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. Name and address.
Vivek Ruprel from Beaufort, Georgia.
Okay. Paul, everything checked out? Fine?
Yes, sir. Everything checked out fine. And Anjum is not here, but this is her husband, who is,
I am the manager.
husband is here if y'all want to question him, the business owners.
Y'all got any questions?
It did, it's clear. There's nothing on the history. Transferring it from, just bought it, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Transferring it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Got a motion?
I got it.
Danny? Is that your motion? Bo, second. Any discussion? Aye.
Aye.
Next up is the law. Bo, no,
Danny?
Danny did the second. Danny did the motion, Bo did the second. Next up is the law clerk intergovernment agreement. We thought it started January, but it starts, July 1st. So we need to bring this, I need a motion to bring it off the table. I'll make a motion.
So moved.
And, okay, so Sammy made the motion to bring it off the table and Keith seconded it. All right, we went over it before. It's with Jackson and Barrow County. If we do not, it's $47,959.
I
That's
guess
our
we have no
portion.
choice in the matter, do we?
We don't.
Do what?
We have no choice in the matter, do we?
No, I mean, we're part of it. So we gotta have a motion to accept it.
So moved.
Got a motion by Sammy, I'll second it. Any more discussion? Bo?
Aye.
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 Next up is item number 9, Parks and Rec mower machine. They are wanting a 72 inch. Sammy, you got the prices of Skaggs?
Yes, sir, we got one price, $15,239, one for $15,300. Swinehart's was the cheapest at $15,039.20, plus $369.95 for the top that goes on. Insurance requires us to have a top. Don't they, Miss Arlene? So, I make a motion, we purchase Swinehart with the top.
Out of 17 splost.
And, yeah, 2017 spot.
All right, we got a motion by Sammy, a second by Keith. Any more discussion? Danny?
Aye.
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 Next up, Fire Chief. Look like you got a few little items here. Welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good
Good evening, sir.
Sorry to top work my way down. Got a
Yep.
list tonight.
Yeah, you saved up on
With
I
the
did. I've been
Grand
practicing.
Commission.
Even brought reinforcements
Trauma
with me.
grant.
The first on the agenda tonight is for the Georgia Trauma Grant, Commission Grant. That money comes in from super speeder fines. They retain through the Trauma Commission. Once a year, they offer up those monies on a grant program, give us extra equipment for our med units, trauma equipment. We applied for the grant this year. We were fortunate to receive the grant again for $8,386 for trauma equipment with no match required. We're requesting permission to receive these funds and to move forward.
I'll make a motion to proceed.
Second.
I made the motion, Sammy made the second. Any discussion, Sammy?
Aye.
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 Next up's transport fees.
Next one on the agenda is EMS transport fees. Every 2 years, we review these fees and see where we stand with the area EMS agencies is around us. Recommendations from our billing company. We look at Medicaid, Medicare charges and reimbursements that's available. We try to stay in competition with that. I think you've got the attachment for what's recommended. This is just the upgrade for the past 2 years to now, and this is what we recommend and go with. This keeps us basically in the middle of the surrounding area. We're not the highest, we're not the lowest. We try to stay in the middle plateau of our charges for EMS.
And if fuel keeps going up and parts get hard to find, and we may have to look at it again in this time next year or 6 months.
If we can't get ambulances, we may start walking.
Well, we may do it.
We're still here and there a year out before we're gonna see any new ambulances.
I'll make a motion to accept the proposed change.
Second.
I made the motion, Bo seconded. Any discussion? Keith? Aye.
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 Wake up, Bo. All right, next is the turnout gear purchase. Is that correct?
Correct. Next item is the turnout gear and the hose purchase for this year. Turnout gear has become a challenge like everything else has recently with trying to purchase it. We've ordered some gear that was ordered last year that we're still being told we're at least 4 months out from receiving that gear. We were told recently to lock in our prices and to prevent a 20% increase by July that we needed to order our next gear for the next year. If we order gear today, they're talking July of August of next year before we see it. Some of our gear is going to be out of date. It's going to be going downhill. You'll see in the first thing that we offered up was 10 sets. That 10 sets is what they call standard gear. They keep it on the supply shelf. It doesn't meet our standards that we use for our people. It's not fitted. It's just shelf gear. We've got employees now that we started in our and let me brag a little bit on that, our training officer that we have now, starting our first recruit school, June the 6th. So we'll be doing a recruit, we'll actually train our firefighters here in the county beginning June the 6th. Unfortunately, we got some new employees that's going to be attaining, are going to that school, 6 of them. We don't have gear to fit in. So what we're requesting is that we get 10 sets of this shelf gear that we use for these employees that's going to be training now and replace a couple that's out of date already. And we'll retain that gear and keep it for training purposes in the future when we start getting our fitted gear and our regular gear in. So this is just a temporary fix to keep us going for right now. And that's the first 10 sets you see. Those 10 sets come to $34,410 is the cost for them. The second bill you see on there is the actual 20 sets, which was requested in the splosh coming up this year. Those 20 sets are replacement gears that'll be going out of date, and that's the ones I was telling you that we're a year out from getting. So we'd like permission to go ahead and order that gear. So we cut back on any increases that's coming up in July, and we lock our prices in, and we get on the list, hopefully, to get that gear middle of next year. The cost for that 20 sets currently is $57,020. We're requesting approval of those 2 different items on there. You want me to go in the hose now before you?
No. Y'all got any questions on that? Be out of 17 splosh.
I make a motion.
Okay, I got a motion by Danny and second by Keith to come out of
17
splosh for the gear. Any discussion? Aye.
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 All right, now the hose.
Hoses are next item. We've gone several years and not asked for any hose replacement. We've been fortunate and have gotten some grants and got enough hose to keep us going. This year, while testing our hose, we lost numerous sections of hoses. We have to test it once a year to the NFPA standards, and we burst a lot of sections this year, and we've had sections burnt, we've had sections damaged, and basically, gentlemen, we're out of hose, and it's time for us to order hose. It's not cheap. We've even started pulling some hose off of some of our volunteer trucks to keep our first lines going. We're to that point. Our stock that we keep, our spare hose that we keep, we've dilapidated it. Most of the hose that busted this year, which I'm glad to say, was late 80s, early 90s hose. So it's been around a while. It's taken the beating, believe me.
I was gonna ask you if that was something we tested way
It
back
was.
yonder in the
I think we had
90s.
some 86, 87 hose that busted this year. You get 20 years out of a hose, you've done something. You get 40 years out of a hose, you've really done something. So we've been fortunate with some of our hoses, but it's time.
Even Bo got to test some of that.
He did.
Yep, in 86, I did.
It's probably some he tested then, still used. If you'll notice, we got the price, the number of hose sections that we need, and the total price of the hose is $22,462.
That'll be coming out of 2017 splosh.
That'll also come out of 2017.
Make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I got a motion by Sammy, second by Danny. Any discussion? Bo?
Aye.
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 Aye. I think the next one, the simulator, I think Scotty needs to get up and talk about that.
Yeah, he'll be the one.
Look at him. He dropped his head.
Go ahead,
Is
he's
he trying to hide
ignoring me
back
now.
there? If you'll recall, during the budget hearings, we had in our budget requesting a trauma simulator for our crews to be trained on, and it was recommended we move this to a splosh item. So we're bringing it before you tonight. This is strictly a training issue for our EMS section. It'll be utilized constantly. It'll train all the new EMS employees. It'll train the ones we got now on a regular basis. I think originally in our plan that we proposed to, it was like $9,800 we asked for during the budget process. Chipped away a little bit at that price, and we got it down to $8,988. So we've been working to save a little bit of money on it. So requesting tonight that y'all give us approval to move that out of splosh.
I'll make a motion to accept it since I was wanted to move it into 17 splosh and both seconded it. Any discussion?
This will be used by all your department and the other departments that where we've been training.
It'll be used primarily by our department, but when we,
'Cause it's
and we start doing a
EMS.
lot of regional training, we'll be bringing in the other groups here to the county and doing training, plus training with them, and it'll also be used there. So it'll get used just about on a weekly basis without any problem.
Any more? Yep, 17 splost. Here no more, Danny.
Aye.
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 Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Try not to save up so much next time.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Well,
you.
you ain't been here in about 2 or 3 months, so we figured it was coming sooner or
I've been
later.
good. I will do that, and I'll send a translator to help him.
That's exactly right. Then way we can understand it. All right, next up is boards. Georgia Mountain Regional, private sector. I'll nominate Vicky Bowling.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Sammy?
Aye.
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 Next up is Georgia Mountain Regional Commission, Board of Public Sector.
I nominate Danny.
We got a Bo, Danny, I'll second it. Any discussion? None. Keith? Aye.
Who'd you nominate?
You. Aye.
You. Ain't you been the one on it?
Well, I wasn't on the public sector, I was on the,
You was on public sector.
You're on public
I was on
sector.
the I was on the commissioner part, and then the public sector was Vicky Boland.
No, Vicky's private sector.
She's private.
You're public sector.
Oh, all right, whatever.
Let's move along.
Okay.
Department of Behavior, Development, and Disability, Anita Bond said she would serve again.
Make a motion approved.
We got Sammy, we got Keith. Aye.
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 Library Board, they've asked Lisa to be back on it. She accepted. Did I hear a
So
nomination?
I move.
Got Danny. Keith second. Bo?
Aye.
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 Aye. All right, Georgia Mountain Community Service Board, they asked Carol to be back on it. She accepted. Do I hear a motion? I'll make a motion. Keith, Carol Williams.
Williams.
Danny?
Aye.
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 Recreation Board.
Chris.
The following person was on a 1-year term, but this will be a 3-year term to rotate. Do I hear Chris Baker said he would like to serve
He
again?
said he would.
So is that your,
I'll make a nomination, and I'd also like to thank, we had several other applicants for the Recreation Board, which are good people, and I would appreciate them taking the time to apply and be interested in going on the board. And I think we should keep their applications in line, so that if
We'll keep 'em.
anything should occur.
I got a second by Keith. Sammy?
Aye.
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 The next one's John Riley. That was a 1-year board. It will be for 3 years.
I make a motion.
Bo made the motion. Keith made the second. Keith? Aye.
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 DFAX, they've asked Brenda Sullivan to stay on it, and she agreed to. I'll make a motion to keep her on there.
Second.
I made the motion, second by Sammy. Aye.
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 We've had nobody for the Zoning Appeals Board. And I actually got 2 positions on that one for a 4-year term. So we have nobody that has filled out for it. I guess it'll stay vacant until somebody fills out. Next up is the contract for Senior Service Nutrition Program Services Contract. This is, I guess we call it a yearly thing. It seems like every time we turn around, they change, and it'll be for starting July 2022. It'll be a motion to give me the authority to sign the
make the motion.
contract. Got Bo made the motion. Second by Keith. Any discussion? Bo?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next up is the Personnel Employment Retirement Revision Agreement. Arlene, would you please come speak to that?
Good evening again, gentlemen. You have in your packet the resolution to amend our current ACCG 401 defined contribution plan for the Banks County employees. This would be changing our current plan from a full employer contribution plan to an employee-employer match. This document has been drawn up by ACCG's attorneys. It is at our attorneys for review, and I'm asking for approval tonight pending his review and recommendation. And also, if it is approved, I'm asking for permission for Chairman Turk to sign the document. Any questions?
You got any questions?
I'll make a motion.
Got Bo made the motion, Keith made the second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Danny?
Aye.
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 Next up, Brooke. We got the thing that we added.
Hey there.
Hi, Brooke.
Evening.
We have been looking at for a few weeks now and working with a company called GG Leagues. It's video games. So they run recreational video game leagues for recreation departments, other community entities, and things like that. We learned about them through the Georgia Recreation and Park Association, our statewide association that we participate in. So they are partners with them. They, have been vetted through their process, and there have been other agencies across the state that have utilized them, and we've heard a lot of positive remarks from everybody. So we kind of got on board and wanted to set something up for everybody here in Banks County. I know you guys have been seeing all the new stuff we've been putting out, programs and different things going on. We're just, looking to add as much as we can to reach as many people as possible. So what GG Leagues does is they take on and they set up everything for that league themselves. We would pay them $250 to sort of get in with them. They would take care of doing all of the registration. They set up the platforms for the leagues. They basically run it themselves. They'll help us with the advertising. They put together flyers and work with us and get all of that material together for us to use. And then it's $40 per participant, which is affordable. That runs right along. It's actually cheaper than a lot of the youth sports that we have, so I think it is very affordable for people in the area. And they turn around and they give us back 30% of that registration fee. So we would end up, making that $250 back essentially on it.
Now, these games they're 18 and under, so the parent has to register and they have to check off on every one of the games. Basically what it is a competition with anybody in the state of Georgia. Two kids 12 years old can play against each other instead of, because instead of being out there on a ball field, and some of them are just not athletic, but yet they can move up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's set up just like a baseball or a basketball league would be. It has two different options. So they can participate individually if they want to. There are some of the games that they have that are individual, or they can participate in teams. So these kids, could get together with friends or whoever, put everybody on a team and play in a league against another team, just like we do with sports. And the games that they offer under the recreational leagues, they have different leagues broken down by age and ability level, and this is specifically just the recreation league that is meant for kids under 18 to participate in. And the games that they have listed are Rocket League, which is soccer but with race cars. Madden, which is football, and my personal favorite, Mario Kart. Those are all of the rated E for everyone games. There are 2 games that are listed on there that are rated T for teen. That's Fortnite and Super Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers is a Mario sort of base thing, and then Fortnite is a first-person shooter that's characterized, it's sort of cartoony and everything, but it does have to do, with lasers and things like that. Those are what they have listed there. This would be totally up to the parent, to sign their kid up. They would have control over it all. What they would do is they would go in, make their own account, much the same way they do with us for our sports registrations. They would put their children's information in, and then they would be totally in charge of that. Typically what the parents do is, they put their information as the account holder with their email address, and they add their children, and then the parent receives all of the email communication. They can monitor chat rooms and things like that while they're in the game. And then it would also be selected just to us. So what they would do is they would set up an esports pass, is what it's called, for our organization. So we would have a Banks County Rec Department specific pass that's what the parent is purchasing when they play. And so you have to have that code in order to get into our league. So not just anybody from anywhere is going to come in and, try to play games with the kids or anything like that. It's just going to be the kids that received our pass.
This 12 months.
It runs out in December of this year, so it's just through the end of the year. Yeah. And they also provide 24/7 support. There is always a person there that monitors the chat rooms and the lobbies from their company. And I did look it up. They do have an extensive code of conduct that is very similar to what we use for all of our sporting events, zero profanity and all of those things. And that 24/7 support is not only there for tech support and if things go wrong, but they also monitor those rooms and everything. And if anybody is in violation of that, they do remove them.
The only thing I would say, the concern I have with it is to make sure that the parents are monitoring.
Correct.
They're on the internet and on these things, the parent.
Up to the parent.
I'm concerned that, I don't want anybody that can.
Right. And we do have the ability we can pick and choose what games that we want to provide. We can also set the age limits in the same way, we go for September 1st, you have to be a certain age to play with a certain group for any other sport. We can do the same thing for this and make sure that we have a group of 7, 8, 9-year-olds all playing with each other, 11, 12, 13-year-olds all playing with each other, and make sure that it's age appropriate for them.
Thank you, Brooke.
More questions? Motion? Motion from Keith.
Second.
Second from Sammy. No more discussion. Sammy?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, the final item is an ordinance that would not allow any vehicles, all motor vehicles or vehicles combination having a gross weight including any load carrying thereon to exceed in excess of 36,000 pounds, or vehicles having an overall length in excess of 30 foot, or vehicles having 10 wheels or more, except vehicles designed to carry passengers, are prohibited from being used on Neal Road. That would be our section that is paved. That'll help stop some of the traffic that's going into the Franklin County side from a new business there. And I drove it and I met one that wasn't a tractor trailer, but it was a pretty good sized truck. So that will hopefully stop that because it is a residential area. With that being, you'll have to ask the court that. It'd be the same thing as the, as we got on Ridgeway, East Ridgeway.
That is $1,000.
I think it is. I couldn't tell you the exact amount. but it'd go through magistrate, I believe it is.
Magistrate court, yeah.
But the concern from the people there when I got calls when the other company was going through Franklin County was the heavy equipment coming and we don't want it tearing up our road. So with that, I'll make a motion to accept the ordinance. I made the motion, Danny seconded it. Any discussion? If not, Keith?
Make sure it's minimum $1,000, probate. We have to have a resolution to bring it up, or whatever we have to do. So everybody around us, Jackson County starts at 1,000, goes up, Clark County, Franklin County.
I can talk to Helen and find out what it is, but I think it is, but I couldn't tell you for sure. All right, Keith? Aye. Need a motion to adjourn? Bo?
Excuse me, before you adjourn, can I just ask a question? Gentlemen, just need clarification. I came here for this.
Well, we need to adjourn and then you can ask a question. All right, I got a motion by Bo. Second by Danny. Aye.
I just needed clarification. This was a Patel Marriott